I bought my wedding dress online for €300 without trying it on. Let's talk about it. Picture the scene. You are hungover. Not only are you hungover, your period has just come. And the pain, she's not good, girls. And you're trying to distract yourself from the pain, so you're on your phone. Where are you on your phone? On a bus from Brisbane back to Sydney. So you are now car sick, hangover sick, period sick. And you're like, okay, I'm going to look at this small screen to help me feel better. The time difference in Australia, I'm not sure if anyone was familiar with that, but it means I was getting a lot of American content on my feed from American things that I follow. I was getting it in real time, I should say, including this vintage seller called Mill Street Vintage. The way they operate is they do things in drops, generally speaking. The way they usually do it is they'll preview 3 dresses or 3 pieces. It's usually dresses, but she does coats and stuff like that as well. This particular dress comes up and I said, oh, that's nice. So I did like the tag request. I was like, let me know when this is live. Because I was obviously going to be online as well, which I'm usually not when I'm in Ireland. It was a vintage dress, which is something that I had been, it wasn't like a hard and fast requirement. But I was like, look, if I find the right vintage dress and it's secondhand, oh my God, stunning, amazing, gorgeous. The issue with vintage as well is that it runs small. Like it's so hard to get anything above like a traditional size 12 will say. The dress goes up, lo and behold, it is my size. It's actually a little bit too big based on the measurements and it's €300. My original vision for the dress was actually to go up shorter because I kind of wasn't loving the frill because when it arrived, it was obviously too big, which I knew. I couldn't get the vision in my head because it was too big on me. And then I was looking at it being like, have I made a complete mistake out of this? Like not realizing what could be done with alterations and stuff like that. I was like, my brain couldn't get there. Wait, actually, before we get to alterations, I hope I have this video saved that I sent to my bridesmaid Val. Don't have a full length mirror in this house yet, which I need to sort. I sent the video to Val and I was like, I'm still obsessed with the embellishment. So I sent that to Val and the girls are all like obsessed, but again, they're not really seeing the vision either. You know what I mean? Because it's like, fundamentally at this point, it does not fit. I asked on Instagram about dress alterations and who's recommended. And AL Bridal Couture came in loads. So I brought Audra in the dress and she was like, yeah, this is going to need to be taken in, but because of the embellishment, we're only going to be able to take it in so much. And then I was saying about making it shorter. Went away for a year, did not look at it again. Went to another fitting essentially a year later and she was like, okay, we're going to take it in and we'll take up the length a small bit. And we took up the length from the bottom. So she put in an invisible zip, took it in, took it up. And then when I was seeing it on me, I was like, okay, I actually don't want this short. Last fitting, she'd taken it in another little bit again. And she was like, I cannot take it in any more than this. This is as far as it's going to go. And then the veil, Audra did the veil for me. So the dress is my something old, my veil was my something new if we were going to do it like that because everything else was like old or borrowed. That's the story. I think at this point I'm supposed to be more ready than I am, but I'm absolutely not. I can't hairstyle my hair because it's going to rain the second I step outside. It probably is already raining.